some of the following things. Ask yourself these following questions on a daily basis to enhance your thinking skills. Ask yourself, when did I do my worst thinking today? When did I do my best thinking? When did I actually think? What did I actually think about today? Did I figure out anything? Did I allow any negative thinking to frustrate me unnecessarily? If I had to repeat today, what would I do differently? Why? Did I do anything today to further my long-term goals? Did I do what I set out to do? Why or why not? Did I act in accordance with my own expressed values? If I were to spend every day this way for 10 years, would I at the end have accomplished something worthy of that time? So these are some of the examples. He says, please ask yourself these questions while you're commuting, watching TV, hopefully not watching too much TV, or perhaps during the commercial breaks you could be asking yourself these questions while you're going for a walk. Try to handle a problem a day. Try to give yourself a problem and systematically think through the problem. What exactly is the problem? How can I put it into the form of a question? Number 3, internalize intellectual standards. So he says, try to understand what intellectual standards are, which I will be elaborating later on. Not entirely, because this book is, I simply cannot give a summary of this entire book within a few minutes. I recommend everyone to read this book. This video is also a revision for me, and I hope to revise simply by listening to myself at times. Practice, he says, keep a journal, intellectual journal. Describe situations that are emotionally significant and try to analyze in the light of what you have written, what precisely was going on in different situations. Beneath the surface, what's happening. If you describe something, try to go deeper. Number 5, practice intellectual strategies. Choose a strategy from chapter 16, and there are certain strategies that he talks about. Reshape your character. Choose one intellectual trait to strive for each month. Deal with your ego. Number 8, redefine the way you see things. Try to reframe, I guess. Get in touch with your emotions. Number 10, analyze group influences in your life. A very critical component of thinking is what he calls the standards of thinking. And then he provides all the standards, which are clarity, relevance, logicalness, accuracy, depth, significance, precision, breadth, and fairness. And then he explains all of them in detail. I think his videos are available on YouTube, and you can watch those videos as well as far as the standards go. What I found, one of the things I found really interesting was on page 136. This is where he provides a list of authors. He mentions that you should try to read books from 1900 and go backwards in a reverse chronological order of read books by all the great authors since from 1900s all the way back to 2000 years ago, of the various authors that have influenced our society, the collective consciousness. And in so doing, you would learn what are some of the ideas, some of the beliefs that have stayed on over the ages, and what are the beliefs that have shifted, what are the thoughts, what are the similarities, what are the differences, and you would be enriched by seeing the different thinking styles of different authors who have spent their lives mastering the skill of thinking. So I did perform this exercise, and I read a fair number of authors, all the way back to 1600 so far, and I found this exercise immensely rewarding. So this book, the list that he has provided, this list of authors that he has provided, I think anyone interested in the subject of thinking should read all of these remarkable authors. They're philosophers, they've got historians, they've got psychoanalysts like Freud, and fiction writers. So this was a crucial page for me. I found it extremely rewarding to have read this book. I would not have read those authors, these philosophers, because philosophy wasn't quite my subject. Had it not been for this book, Critical Thinking, I was interested in critical thinking, and Mr. Richard Paul and Linda Elders, they suggested that in order to become a better thinker, you need to, or you should strive to read the thoughts of other thinkers.